Welcome to the Philippines, where over 7,000 islands are waiting to blow your mind. I'm standing here on the edge of paradise, and trust me when I say this place is absolutely unreal. Before we dive in, let me tell you something. The Philippines isn't just another tropical destination. It's like Mother Nature took everything amazing about island life, cranked it up to 11, then scattered it across an entire archipelago. Whether you're chasing epic surf breaks, hunting for hidden lagoons, climbing active volcanoes, or just wanting to chill with some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, the Philippines delivers. So grab your backpack, your sense of adventure, and maybe a waterproof camera, because we're about to explore some of the most beautiful places you've probably never heard of. LEYTE. Our journey begins in LEYTE, an island that perfectly balances historical significance with natural beauty. This place might look like paradise now, but it holds deep historical importance as the site where General MacArthur fulfilled his famous "I shall return" promise during World War II. You can actually visit the memorial in Palo where massive bronze statues mark the spot. But here's what most tourists miss. Head inland to Camiguin Island. Seriously, this place is postcard perfection. The sandbar stretches out like nature's runway into crystal clear waters. Pro tip: the island has minimal facilities, so bring plenty of water and snacks. And trust me, you'll want to stay overnight in one of the basic cottages or tents. When the day trippers leave, you'll have one of the Philippines' most beautiful spots almost to yourself. The sunsets here? Absolutely ridiculous. And at night, the stars reflect in the calm water, creating this surreal mirror effect that makes you feel like you're floating in space. Malapascua. Just off the northern tip of Cebu lies Malapascua, a tiny island that's become legendary among divers for one incredible reason: thresher sharks. This is one of the only places in the world where you can reliably see these magnificent creatures with their distinctive whip-like tails. The secret? Waking up at 4:30 a.m. to reach Monad Shoal as the sun rises. At dawn, the sharks visit underwater cleaning stations, where smaller fish remove parasites from their skin. When you're hovering in the blue and suddenly that silver silhouette glides toward you, those huge eyes watching curiously, that incredible tail that can be as long as their entire body, it's a moment that stops time. Beyond threshers, Malapascua offers cave diving at Gato Island, where you can spot bamboo sharks and sea snakes, plus pristine coral gardens at nearby Camiguin Island. Between dives, enjoy powdery white beaches and authentic island vibes. Unlike more developed diving spots, Malapascua maintains its charm with small dive operations and family-run guest houses rather than big resorts. Pro tip: book accommodation in advance and bring cash. ATMs are scarce on this slice of paradise. Camiguin. Let's island hop over to Camiguin, a volcanic island that packs 7 volcanoes into a space smaller than Honolulu. I call Camiguin the island of too much good stuff because it's ridiculous how many amazing natural wonders are crammed into this tiny place. Hot springs, cold springs, waterfalls, volcanoes, black sand beaches, white sand beaches, all within like 30 minutes of each other. One of the coolest spots is the sunken cemetery marked by a giant cross rising from the ocean. It's the result of a volcanic eruption that literally sank part of the island. You can snorkel right over it, which feels a bit eerie but absolutely fascinating. The cross itself makes for some dramatic photos, especially at sunset. Don't miss the White Island sandbar. It's literally just a strip of perfect white sand in the middle of the ocean with views of the volcanoes. No shade though, so bring sunscreen or you'll get absolutely fried like I did my first time. ILIGAN. Moving on to ILIGAN, known as the City of Majestic Waterfalls. This industrial city might not seem like an obvious tourist spot, but it hides over 20 incredible waterfalls. The crown jewel is Maria Cristina Falls, a massive 320-foot waterfall that actually powers much of Mindanao through its hydroelectric plant. But here's my insider tip. Skip the crowds at Maria Cristina and head to Tinago Falls instead. Tinago means hidden in Filipino, and it lives up to its name. You'll descend about 500 steps through jungle to reach it, but what awaits is absolutely worth it. The falls cascade into this otherworldly blue-green pool that's perfect for swimming. There's even a little raft that will take you right behind the falls where you can feel the raw power of the water. It's one of those experiences that makes you feel truly alive. Boracay. No tour of the Philippines would be complete without mentioning Boracay, the island that put Philippine beaches on the world map. This tiny boomerang-shaped island is home to White Beach, consistently ranked among the world's best beaches, and for good reason. The moment your feet touch that powdery white sand, so fine it's like walking on flour, you'll understand the hype. The water here graduates from crystal clear to this impossible shade of turquoise that almost looks artificial on camera. Boracay has gone through a major transformation recently. After being closed for rehabilitation in 2018, it reopened with stricter environmental regulations. The result? The party atmosphere has been toned down and the natural beauty enhanced. It's still lively, but now there's a better balance. During the day, the beach is your playground. Paddleboard through calm waters. Try your hand at kiteboarding at Bulabog Beach on the island's east side, or just beach hop to discover hidden coves like Puka Shell Beach in the north. As the sun sets, head to Station 1 for the best sunset views. Watch as the sky explodes with color while sailboats called paras glide across the horizon. It's that iconic Boracay postcard moment. The culinary scene here is incredible too. From fresh seafood grilled right on the beach to international cuisine that rivals major cities. For a unique experience, try boodle fight dining. It's a Filipino tradition where seafood, grilled meats, and rice are spread across banana leaves and eaten with your hands. While Boracay isn't the off-the-beaten-path adventure some of our other destinations offer, it's famous for a reason. Sometimes the classics are worth experiencing, especially when they look this good. Siquijor. Next, we're sailing to one of my absolute favorite islands, mysterious Siquijor. Siquijor has this reputation throughout the Philippines as an island of mystics and healers. Locals from other islands still talk about its magic with a mixture of fear and fascination. You can actually visit the traditional healers who still practice centuries-old folk medicine. Every year they gather for the healing festival where they collect herbs and roots during specific moon phases to create their potions. But beyond the mysticism, Siquijor offers some of the most laid-back, perfect beaches you'll find in the Philippines. Palawan Beach is my go-to spot. It's never crowded and has this perfect white sand and gentle slope into crystal clear water. Don't miss Camiguin Falls, a multi-tiered waterfall with rope swings where you can channel your inner Tarzan. The water is this impossibly clear blue that almost looks fake on camera. As evening falls, head to Siargao Beach to catch one of the most vivid sunsets I've ever witnessed. There's also cliff jumping platforms if you're feeling adventurous, though I'll admit I chickened out at the highest one. BOHOL. Just a short boat ride from Siquijor is the island of BOHOL, home to some of the Philippines' most iconic landscapes. The chocolate hills are simply surreal. Over 1,200 perfectly cone-shaped hills that turn chocolate brown in the dry season. They literally look like something out of a fantasy movie or maybe giant scoops of chocolate ice cream. Science tells us they're weathered limestone formations, but local legends are way more fun. One says they're tears of a heartbroken giant, Another claims they're the dried poop of fighting carabaos. I know which story I prefer. Bohol is also home to the adorable tarsier, one of the world's smallest primates with these massive eyes that make them look like little gremlins. They're incredibly sensitive creatures, so make sure you visit a proper sanctuary that prioritizes their welfare. The Lobok River cruise is touristy, but totally worth it. You drift down this jungle river on a floating restaurant, while locals perform traditional songs and dances. The food is nothing special, to be honest, but the experience and views make up for it. And when you need beach time, Panglao Island connected to Bohol has world-class diving and white sand beaches that rival Boracay, but with way fewer crowds. From Bohol, we're heading to Cebu, the Queen City of the South and a perfect blend of urban energy and natural wonders. Cebu City itself is the oldest Spanish city in the Philippines, packed with historical sites like Magellan's Cross and Fort San Pedro. But the real magic happens when you venture outside the city. If you're up for a physical challenge, hike up Osmeña Peak. It's the highest point in Cebu with these jagged, almost alien-looking formations at the top. The view at sunrise is absolutely worth the early wake-up call. The south of Cebu is home to some of the most spectacular waterfalls I've ever seen. Kawasan Falls is the famous one with its milky blue water, but it can get crowded with tourists. For a more secluded experience, hire a guide to take you canyoneering through the Badian Canyon system. You'll jump off cliffs, swim through gorges, and discover hidden falls that most tourists never see. And I can't talk about Cebu without mentioning Moal Bowl, where you can experience the famous sardine run just meters from shore. Millions of sardines move as a single entity, creating these mesmerizing silver tornadoes underwater. It's like being inside a living lava lamp. Don't leave Cebu without trying lechon, whole roasted pig that Anthony Bourdain once called the best pig he'd ever tasted. Trust me, he wasn't exaggerating. Palawan. No Philippines trip would be complete without visiting Palawan, regularly voted among the world's most beautiful islands. El Nido feels like you've stepped into a screensaver. The limestone cliffs rise dramatically from impossibly clear water, creating these hidden lagoons that feel like nature's swimming pools. The island hopping tours can get busy, but here's my hack. Book a private boat and leave super early, like 6 a.m. early. You'll hit the famous spots like Big Lagoon and Small Lagoon before the crowds arrive. That morning light piercing through the lagoons is something I'll never forget. Further south is Puerto Princesa, home to the underground river, one of the new 7 wonders of nature. It's a river that flows directly under a mountain through massive caves. As you glide through on small boats, the guides point out formations that look like vegetables, animals, and even a cathedral with a 60-foot ceiling. For the truly adventurous, head to Coron. The Japanese shipwrecks from World War II create this surreal underwater museum for divers. Even if you're not a diver, Kayangan Lake is often called the cleanest lake in Asia. with this perfect mix of fresh and salt water that makes for an otherworldly swimming experience. Vigan. Let's change the pace and head north to Vigan, a perfectly preserved Spanish colonial town that feels like you've traveled back 300 years. Walking down Calle Crisologo at dawn or dusk is pure magic. The cobblestone streets are lined with ancestral houses that blend Spanish, Chinese, and Filipino architectural elements. You can still ride traditional horse-drawn carriages called calisas through the historic district. At night, with the old street lamps lit up, it genuinely feels like you've stepped back in time. What makes Vigan special is that it's not just a museum piece. People still live and work in these heritage buildings. You can watch artisans handcrafting terracotta pots, weaving able textiles on wooden looms that are centuries old, or making the famous Vigan empanadas with their distinctive orange crust. The food here has a unique identity too. Try the longanisa, sweet sausage, bagnet, crispy pork belly, and pinakbet, vegetable stew cooked in fish paste. I still dream about that bagnet. So perfectly crispy. MAYON volcano. Our journey continues to one of the Philippines' most iconic natural landmarks, the perfect cone of MAYON volcano. Located in the BOHOL region, MAYON volcano is about as close to a perfect cone as nature gets. It's actually still active. I've seen it with a small plume of smoke rising from the top, which makes it even more dramatic. The best views are from Cagsawa ruins, where the bell tower of an 18th century church destroyed by an eruption stands in the foreground of the volcano. It's one of those postcard-perfect shots that symbolizes the relationship between natural beauty and destructive power. While in BOHOL, you've got to try their food. They're famous for using chili and coconut milk in everything. The BOHOL Express will set your mouth on fire in the best possible way. If you're feeling adventurous, you can actually climb MAYON, but be warned. It's a serious trek that requires proper guides and permits. Since, it's an active volcano that could decide to wake up. For a less intense experience, try the ATV tours that take you through lava fields and jungle trails around the base of the volcano. Racing across black lava rock with that perfect cone looming above you is an experience you won't forget. Siargao. For our final destination, we're heading to Siargao, the surfing capital of the Philippines, and possibly my favorite island in the entire country. Siargao has this perfect laid-back vibe that captures what island life should be. It's developed enough to be comfortable, but still feels authentic and connected to nature. Cloud 9 is the famous surf break that puts Siargao on the map. Even if you don't surf, watching the pros take on these perfect barrels from the 3-story wooden viewing deck is mesmerizing. But Siargao is so much more than just surfing. Rent a motorbike and explore the island's hidden gems like Sugba Lagoon, where you can dive from a wooden platform into the clearest green water you've ever seen. Island hopping to the 3 nearby islands of Naked, Daku, and Guyam gives you that perfect castaway experience. Tiny white sand islands surrounded by nothing but turquoise water and coconut palms. The Magpupunco rock pools are nature's perfect swimming holes, formed when the tide pulls back to reveal these crystal-clear natural pools surrounded by unusual rock formations. Just check the tide schedule before you go. What makes Siargao special is the community, a unique mix of locals and expats who share a love for the ocean and laid-back living. The food scene has exploded in recent years with everything from traditional Filipino to amazing international cuisine, often using freshly caught seafood. As our journey through the Philippines comes to an end, I'm struck by how this country manages to be both peaceful and vibrant at the same time. From the perfectly preserved history of Vigan to the untamed wilderness of Mindanao's forests. From the heart-stopping adrenaline of cliff jumping in Siquijor to the serene stillness of Kayangan Lake in Palawan. The Philippines offers every shade of adventure you could ever want. But what stays with me more than the landscapes are the people. In every island we visited, we were met with genuine smiles and that famous Filipino hospitality. Mabuhay isn't just a greeting, it's a life philosophy celebrating the joy of existence. The Philippines taught me that paradise isn't perfect. It has rough edges, challenges, and contradictions. But maybe that's what makes it real and worth experiencing. These islands hold so many more secrets than we could ever cover in one journey. Each of the 7,641 islands has its own character, its own stories waiting to be discovered. So whether you're chasing waves in Siargao, diving with thresher sharks in Malapascua, hiking rice terraces in Banaue, or simply swinging in a hammock with a fresh coconut, the Philippines has a version of paradise waiting just for you. This is a country that gets under your skin and into your heart. And as they say here, it's more fun in the Philippines. If you enjoyed exploring these incredible islands with me, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next destination. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these Philippine spots you're most excited to visit. I'd love to hear your thoughts and answer any questions you might have about traveling here. And if this video helped inspire your next adventure, give it a thumbs up so more travelers can discover these amazing islands. Your support means the world and helps us continue bringing these hidden gems to light. Until our next adventure, salamat and paalam.